I'll never forget the day those phony enforcers pulled up to my driveway in their black SUVs, lights flashing like some cheap action flick. Four guys in mismatched black uniforms leaped out, yelling that I was under arrest for community violations. My neighbors froze, peeking from behind curtains, and Brenda, the HOA president in her sharp navy pantsuit, stood there grinning like she just checkmated me. Their badges looked like they were printed on a home inkjet, and one guy's zip ties were still in the packaging. It should have been a joke, but the tension was real. What they didn't know was that real sirens big, authoritative ones were already closing in. And when SWAT showed up, everything flipped. Let me take you back to how it all started. After busting my back for 20 years in construction, I finally scraped together enough to buy a small ranch-style home on the edge of Oakwood Meadows, a tidy suburb in central Texas. It was my escape from the rat Racino Moore apartment noise, no nosy landlords. Best part? My plot was just outside the HOA boundaries. The deed was crystal clear. No fees, no rules about fence colors or holiday lights. I pictured barbecues on the back patio, my old truck parked without fines, and zero drama. Boy, was I wrong. From the jump, the Oakwood Meadows HOA had me in their sights. My land bordered their neat rows of cookie-cutter houses, and that drove Brenda Wilkins nuts. She was the self-appointed queen bee, with her perfectly coiffed silver hair and a clipboard that might as well have been welded to her hand. The first week I moved in, she marched up my gravel drive like she owned it, heels clicking on the stones. "You need to sign up at the association right away," she snapped, thrusting a form at me. I laughed it off. "Ma'am, I'm not in your HOA. This is independent land." Her face twisted like she'd bitten into a sour lemon. "Everyone around here follows our standards. We can't have riffraff dragging down home values." That set the tone. Some neighbors, like the retired couple next door, the Millers, slipped me homemade chili and whispered they envied my freedom from Brenda's grip. Others shot me dirty looks, scared of crossing her. She'd built an empire of fear-finding folks for overgrown lawns or unapproved mailbox designs. Rumors spread like wildfire. That guy's running an illegal garage sale. His shed's an eyesore. My shed, mind you, had been there since the 80s. But Brenda wielded gossip like a weapon, and it worked. Then, the letters hit. Fancy envelopes with a silver embossed seal HOA Compliance Division. The first demanded $150 in overdue assessments. I chuckled and tossed it in the recycling. Next came one claiming my front yard encroached on shared green space and needed to be ripped up. The yard that predated their whole development. The seal looked off like a bad Photoshop job, but it spooked me. Will my neighbors buy it? Things ramped up quickly. I'd spot unmarked cars idling at night, headlights dimmed. A dude with a zoom lens snapped pics of my workshop. Late one evening, those same black SUVs cruised by slowly, like sharks circling. I brushed it off as paranoia at first, but then Brenda showed up with her security team, two burly guys in polo shirts labeled HOA Patrol, arms crossed like bouncers at a dive bar. "This is your last warning," she barked. "Comply or face consequences." I wiped dirt from my hands I'd been fixing my fence and grinned. "Lady, the only consequence here is that you are trespassing. Unless you're helping with chores, get off my property." She flushed red, snapped her fingers, and her goons leaned in. I didn't flinch. What's next? HOA SWAT. Turns out that joke hit too close. That night, under the Texas stars, I sipped a beer on the porch, listening to cicadas. But those SUVs lurked in the shadows again. I realized Brenda wasn't playing. She'd gone full stalker mode. Most folks would have called the cops right then, but I've dealt with bullies from job sites to bar fights. They thrive on fear. Show spine, and they crumble. So I geared up, installed motion cams everywhere, documented every weird letter and visit. If she wanted war, I'd bring facts. By month 2, my mailbox overflowed with nonsense. One letter called my vegetable garden a pest magnet and demanded I pave it over. Another fined me for my truck's unsightly mud flaps. Absurd, but it poisoned the air. The Millers stopped waving. Kids avoided my yard like it was haunted. Brenda's paper terror worked. One dusk, I caught a shadow by the Teresa lens glinting. I yelled, and the figure bolted. More patterns, cars staking out, a patrol guy jotting notes. I waved at them, yelling, "Get my good angle." It pissed them off, but Brenda escalated. She stormed my drive again, goons in tow. "You're violating codes left and right," she yelled, waving papers. I dropped my tools. "Brenda, your codes and your border. Keep this up, and you're courting a lawsuit." One goon growled, "We can make life hard." His polo was fresh from the wrapper. I leaned in. "Buddy, you're already making it hilarious. Now scram before I dial the sheriff." Brenda spat, "You'll regret this," and retreated. More letters followed, now with detention threats for unpaid fines $300 now. And they were hand-delivered at night, federal mail tampering. My cams caught her, Brenda in pumps, sneaking envelopes in at midnight. I printed a frame and taped it to the box. "Caught you smiling." She flipped out the next day, screeching about privacy. "On my land, Brenda. I feel what I want." She stormed off, fuming. Then it turned sinister. Those SUVs circled closer, radios crackling. A chill hit met his was criminal. I texted my old buddy, a county deputy, "Swing by sometime?" He replied, "Watch your back. Some cross lines till they're cuffed." Pride kept me from running scared. I wanted to expose her. Little did I know, her next play was a full fake arrest. The morning it exploded started quietly. Coffee in hand, porch swing creaking when tinny sirens wailed. 2 SUVs screeched up, cheap lights strobing. 4 officers in black jumped out. HOA enforcement squad patches crooked. "Hands up. You're under arrest for non-compliance." I set my mug down, phone recording. "For what exactly?" Brenda emerged from her sedan, smug and navy. "It's done, Jack. Defy us. Pay the price." I leaned on the gate. "Brenda, this looks like a bad Halloween prank." She motioned. "Take him." They advanced, zip ties out, one tripping on gravel. Neighbors gathered, whispering. I boomed. "These aren't cops. No real badges, no jurisdiction." Murmurs spread. Brenda shrieked, "Arrest him now." One grabbed the latch. I warned, "Trespass, and it's on tape." Tension spiked. They rattled the gate, yelling threats. Brenda ordered, "Break it if needed." That's when rotors thumped deep. Real. Helicopters circled, spotlights piercing. Behind them, armored SUVs roared in, lights blazing. SWAT poured out, tactical gear gleaming. "Freeze! Hands up!" The fakes panicked, dropping like stones. Brenda spun, "They're mine." SWAT ignored. On the ground, chaos erupted. One fake pulled a stun, stick buzzing weakly. SWAT rifle snapped up. "Drop it." He did, trembling. Another waved a painted toy gun. Spotlights pinned him. He crumpled. Neighbors screamed. One fainted. Brenda shoved an officer. "This is my turf." That sealed it. "You're under arrest." Cuffs clicked real once. The crowd cheered as she was hauled away, still ranting. Dust settled, rotors fading. SWAT commander approached. "You okay, sir?" I nodded. "Got it all on video." They uncovered duffels, fake gear, cash envelopes, and Brenda's script from HOA funds. Neighbors gasped. The HOA? A scam machine. In the aftermath, reports revealed Brenda's depths. Hired thugs from out of town, online bought uniforms, and siphoned funds for her schemes. The emergency meeting dissolved the HOA funds issued. Board quit. Neighbors brought me brisket, apologizing. Brenda's trial? Slam dunk. Conspiracy, fraud, endangerment years behind bars, massive fines. The judge scorched her. "You terrorized for control." Life normalized. My garden thrived. Kids played nearby. No more shadows. The rotor's echo reminded me. Truth wins. The boy next door said, "You're a hero, Mr. Harlan." I shrugged. Just a guy who stood firm. Bullies like Brenda rely on silence. But call them out, and they fall. My stand freed everyone. What do you think? Was I right to fight back, or should I have joined the HOA? Drop your take in the comments, share your HOA horror stories, or why you side with one way or the other. Let's debate.